This is Justin Case of American Newscape. Please join our friend and mentor, Joyce Rockwood, for some enlightenment on how she teaches you how to deal from the inside out. Joyce joins us today to share some remarkable natural health solutions with essential oils. Hello, Joyce.
Hi, Justin. It's so exciting to be with you again today.
It's nice to be with you too. Let's get right to it. Please share with us, what are essential oils?
Well, I say that essential oils were our very first form of healthcare and should still be our go-to to bring the body back into balance. Essential oils are pure plant extracts that we extract from plants, from different parts, from the roots, the stems, the bark, the leaves, the petals, the flowers, for our health benefits. But before we use them, the plants use them too, to protect themselves in the environment, maybe attract bugs to them, to eat certain things off of the plant. So there's a lot of diversification and a lot of benefits to not only the plants, but to our body when we get to work with them.
Wow. When did you start working with them?
I started working with essential oils about 5 years ago. It was 2015 at that point, and I was looking for a much more dynamic way to support my clients away from the colon hydrotherapy treatments that I was administering. When I was still working clinically with clients, I was always looking for new tools to add to my toolbox so that I could be a more dynamic practitioner. But more than anything, I really look for ways that I can empower my clients so that they can become healers in their own home.
Wow. How do you use essential oils?
Well, I teach and I train my clients how to use essential oils either in their home or their office or both. And there's 3 fundamental ways that we work with oils. So behind me, that little white light up gizmo, it's not something out of Star Wars, but it's an essential oils diffuser. And in the diffuser, we add water and then we put in the essential oil or oils of our choice, depending on what we're trying to elicit, whether we're trying to elicit more focus or mental acuity, or be more have more concentration during work, or for kids when they're doing their homework, or if we're trying to boost our immunity, which is a very big hot topic these days, or maybe balance out our emotions for more restful sleep. We can work with a variety of oils to create a different response in the body, because what we breathe is as crucial as what we eat. So diffusing or aromatic use is the first way we use oils. The second way we use oils is a way that I think you use them. I'm going to talk about topical application with this roller of frankincense. So we see it's got a roller, we can roll it right on the skin. And my clients enjoy using their oils this way because they can apply the frankincense to their face for reducing fine lines, for improving the healing of skin if there was a cut or a scrape or any kind of surgery. My clients who might be doing more spiritual practice work can use the frankincense on the third eye chakra for opening up the third eye, for creating a more truthful and honest mindset. And frankincense is one of those go-to oils that we can use topically for many, many different applications. But what I love about showing my clients how to use them in this little roller is because they have more surface coverage with their oils this way, because we dilute them with fractionated coconut oil. Because the oils are so potent, they're like 70 times more powerful than herbs. Sometimes we just need a few drops. So we might only put 10 drops in this roller, and the rest is diluted with something called fractionated coconut oil, which I talk more about in my free trainings. And it's also easy to stick right in your pocket or in your purse to take it with you. So that's the second way we use oils, topically. The third way we use oils is very unique to the grade, which we'll be talking about a little bit more today, that we're talking about here, which is called certified pure therapeutic grade. And we're going to talk about internal usage, which is one of the most unique aspects of working with this particular grade of essential oils that I have chosen because of the testing. So I would not recommend that you just walk into any store and pull an oil off the shelf and start using it internally, because most oils are not tested properly and are not safe to take internally. But if you've ever eaten a lemon zest cookie or an orange zest cookie, then you've already used essential oils in your own body. If you've chewed gum, you've also used essential oils internally. So there's different grades that we work with that can be safe to take this way. So those are the three ways we work with them: aromatically, topically, or internally.
Before we go any further, what is in your diffuser?
Ah. So I've got one of my favorite new oils, which is called lemon eucalyptus, which is two oils in one bottle. So doTERRA is the brand that I work with. It's a very unique grade. It's a medical grade, certified pure therapeutic grade, and they create a lot of various blends. So lemon eucalyptus is a great blend to work with if you're looking to have more focus, a more refreshed environment, and also to work on having wellness, opening up the respiratory system. And I've also thrown in one of my other citrus oils that's a true favorite, which is wild orange. Good for immunity and also good for mood elevation.
Wow. Okay. What do you think most people's understanding of essential oils is?
I think we've probably both experienced this, right? Justin, people think oils are some kind of woo-woo or magic potion, but that's not true. Essential oils are an aromatic science. There's an entire chemical profile for every single oil, and it's a very intricate process. It's a very unique scientific study that they can do on every single oil. And some oils have very protective qualities, like a lot of the herbs and spices, so those are going to be good for our immunity. And a lot of the oils that might be citrus based, like we started to talk about, those are going to usually elicit a more mood elevating or immune system boosting kind of quality in the body. And so a lot of people think essential oils are just for women. They think that they're just about something pretty to smell. That's kind of what I thought. But aromatherapy is a really powerful therapy, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of the science in a moment. But what I want people to know is that you're already using oils. If you think this is new and you're feeling a little bit disconnected, if you've ever used deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, mouthwash, any kind of hand soap, and it has a specific scent, well, it's got essential oils in the formulation. The difference between those particular oils and the oils that we're talking about here is, again, the grade and the quality. And so a lot of the commercial grade products that you might be using have commercial grade essential oils that are made from synthetics and are known as silent killers, as neurotoxins that are tied to kidney damage, respiratory disease, things like asthma, cancer, autoimmune issues, mental and neurological disorders, respiratory disorders, and the list goes on. Because, as I said earlier, what you breathe is as crucial as what you eat, and what you're breathing is actually going to your brain. So I want people to know that you're actually using essential oils already.
Wow. What do you want our viewers to know that would help them be more empowered when it comes to using essential oils?
Well, this is fun. When I started working with essential oils, I had no idea about how deep the science ran and is still running. And I love the continuation of getting to learn more and more as more studies are done. That 90%, this is fascinating, 90% of human behavior is influenced by aroma. This little guy here on your face, he manages 90% of your behavior. What we breathe goes into the sinus cavity, these little aromatic constituents from these oils. Like, for example, I've got my peppermint essential oil here, and if I just, let's say I was traveling and I was in a car and I started to feel a little motion sickness, or maybe I was traveling in a plane and I was feeling a little anxiety. You can use this peppermint oil like this. Just rub it, lick it off. It'll not only freshen your breath, but you can breathe it in to open up your respiratory system, because a lot of times when we pop up in those planes, we start to get our congestion kicking in, right? And so this is one of the fastest ways to elicit a neural response in the brain and to respond, help the nervous system and the respiratory system respond as well, to open up, to allow more oxygen to flow. And so when you breathe these essential oils in, these little tiny particles, they're popping right into the air. We call them volatile compounds. And when they pop into the air, they also pop right into the sinus cavity, and they get brought into the brain, to that part of the brain called the limbic system. This part of the brain manages a lot that we have going on with trauma and emotions and memory recall. And it's very curious, right? When we smell something, oftentimes we get triggered into a moment in our lives, into a memory. It can be walking into a bakery and smelling fresh baked cookies and thinking of oatmeal raisin and grandma's house. Or it could be the smell of coffee, bringing us back to some kind of moment when we were growing up and our parents were brewing coffee and we had relatives coming over, and the fun and the excitement of the joy of getting together. And so our sense of smell is very influential. And what I want everyone to know is that we can trigger a neurological response in our body if we're not feeling well, if we're not feeling balanced, or if your kids are not feeling balanced, that you can support them with these incredible, beautiful aromatic constituents to have the power in their own hands of shifting their behavior.
Wow. Wow, there are a lot of different essential oil brands out in the market. Is there a difference when it comes to choosing one brand over another to work with?
Well, this is another really exciting question, and I'll say a little embarrassing for me, because I will confess that when I first was using essential oils years and years ago, I would just shop based on price, and I would pick out the oil that was the least expensive because I had no clue that there was a difference in grade. So it's so funny. One of our colleagues was talking with me the other day about this, and even though I don't drink wine, she said, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You can buy different kinds of wine, same kind of wine, but there's different grades, there's different prices. And so your experience, if you're a wine connoisseur, might be very different if you're investing a little bit more in a different type of grade or bottle or vineyard than maybe Manischewitz. No offense. Right? But the thing is here, I've done a lot of research already, and my clients truly appreciate that I take out a lot of that extra time and effort that they would typically have to spend to try and figure that out on their own. And I have come to the conclusion that the most tested and the most trusted oils in the world are from doTERRA, and they are the oils that I trust for myself, my family, and my clients. And so the reason I trust them so much is because they do 24 different scientific, very stringent tests on every single batch of oil. And those oils are third party tested as well, and then tested again by the company, and then tested 3 times during the bottling phase, which it sounds kind of fanatical, but the reason they do that is because they want to make sure that they're delivering the most efficacious oils. Because when you work with something natural, you want to know that you're going to have the results you would expect. And so the bottom of the bottle is unique too. You get an expiration date, you get a lot number that you can check the scientific tests upon. And that's a level of transparency that not all consumers have access to. So I really love that they're not only allowing you to see the testing, but they're allowing you into all of the science, the research that is ongoing, and also their humanitarian work, which is just be still my heart. So when we work with these oils to elevate ourselves, we're elevating the life and the quality of existence for these other communities around the world where we source the oils from. So what's really unique about these oils is that you can rely on the results you would expect every single time, just like the hospitals that insist on them can rely on as well.
Well, what are some of the results you've actually seen with your clients who have worked with you and used these essential oils?
Well, the fun part of working with essential oils is that I'm not only a more dynamic practitioner, but like I said earlier, I teach my clients how to be a healer in their own home, because every single oil can deliver multiple benefits. Like peppermint, we talked about just a moment ago. We're talking about helping to open up the breathing passageways and also support digestion. So there's really not anything under the sun that I don't feel capable of supporting my clients with. But I think of one of my clients, Mary. She is someone who owns a very successful supplement company, and she was pregnant. And I taught her how to work with the essential oils to curb her excessive nausea during her pregnancy so that she could make sure she was supporting her team, growing her business, and also feeding the relationship she already has with her husband. I also love that skin is one of the biggest issues as well that I tend to find my clients suffer with, skin issues. One of my other clients, who's a health practitioner herself, was dealing with a very severe eczema on her face. She started working with the oils, not only internally, but also topically. And she was injecting her body with a medical grade drug, and she's been doing that for 6 years. She forgot to take her medical grade drugs one day and then forgot to keep taking them, kept forgetting to take them. And what she realized was her body started to balance itself out and started to heal on its own with the use of her oils. And that allowed her to show up much more powerfully and confidently for her clients. And it also allowed them to see what was possible for themselves. The last story I'll share with you in this moment is probably the most dynamic that I've ever had so far, which is with my dear friend Kevin, who was suffering with very severe anxiety and probably the darkest depression of his life. And he and I worked together for several months, and he was able to reclaim his dynamic mental health that he had previous, go back into the work environment, be powerful and bold and confident, and also pour in to his marriage, because he came out of that dark place because he was able to really focus on one thing. He said this in an interview I had with him. He says, "It's amazing to see how powerful the mind is when you make up your mind that you want to be healthy again."
Wow.
So mental, skin, physical, no matter what the issues are, there's an oil for that.
Cool. How can people get in touch with you, Joyce, if they want to learn more or speak with you before getting started?
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much for asking. I would love to support you on your own journey. And I teach mission-driven entrepreneurs and busy professionals, busy parents, how to heal their bodies naturally from the inside out by focusing on nourishment, detoxification, and rejuvenation. Below this video, we've got some links for you. And if you go to my website, you'll find immediate access to all the social media platforms. But if you are someone who is ready and willing to really move the pendulum forward right now, you can book yourself a free 30-minute call so that I can hear a little bit more about what you're struggling with and see if one of my programs is the ideal fit for you. If you prefer to go a little bit slower and learn a little bit more about oils before we connect, I've got two options for you. One is my Essential Oils Quick course, because there's quick videos, many of them that can get fired right into your email box so that you can watch them over time at your own pace and learn more about how the oils work and how they can support you. And then the third way is through my Essential Oils mini crash course. And there's a link for that below as well. And that is a great option for those of you who might want to learn all of the info right at once in under 60 minutes in a really quick and fun PowerPoint that I'll guide you right through. And that's a free training. So those are three methods of connecting with me over oils. And I also have some other programs which we can talk about when we're on a call together.
Cool. All righty. Any inspiring thoughts you'd like to leave our audience with today, Joyce?
Absolutely. I truly believe that you can heal your body naturally from the inside out, and teaching you how to do that through proper nourishment, detoxification, and rejuvenation is what I do. But helping you to experience a life of freedom so you can make the biggest difference in the lives of those we love is who I am. It would be my honor to guide you on your journey.
Wow. This has been Justin Case and our friend Joyce Rockwood sharing a glimpse into the world of essential oils. Thanks for joining us. Please remember, additional information and links are provided in this video's Read More. Please consider subscribing to this channel and support humanity everywhere.